Hey there, Bill here. Every Tuesday at 2 p.m. Mountain Time, by the way. Tuesday at 2 p.m. I'm live every week, barring any unforeseen circumstances, which I can't tell you because it's unforeseen. I guess that kind of speaks toward us. Anyway, and my throat already is starting to bother me, and yet I'm doing a live. I got some stuff going on here I want to share with you. The idea today is 4 traits every YouTuber must master in 2026. And, sideline, AI can't touch these. Can't even come close to touching these. So don't worry. You can't pawn it off on AI. You can't blame AI. You can't... AI is just... This is untouchable. There we go. Wow, am I really good at explaining myself right now? I apologize. If you have any comments at any time, put them in the comments. I'd appreciate that very, very much. I would rather have a conversation than give a speech. Even if the conversation is I'm looking at a comment and respond. It's more of a conversation than me just back and forthing. All right. As long as my throat holds out, I woke up at around 3 this morning, uncontrollably coughing. And when I talk too much, it starts to jump back into me. Part of it has to do with the season and how cold it is outside. I'm in Colorado, so there is cold. Not a lot of snow where I am, like no snow at all, but it is cold. Cold enough for it to affect my airway. That being said, I know AI is raising the productivity bar for everybody, and but it can't fake some things. And that's the 4 traits that I want to talk to you guys about today, is the 4 different things. I mentioned these briefly last week in a much broader scale, but now I'm really honing in on this. So 4 things that AI can't do that you need in order to succeed with a YouTube channel in 2026. The first one is this: having a point of view. And you're thinking, well, everybody has a point of view. Nobody has a point of view like my point of view. Well, first of all, AI may be able to summarize information, but it cannot take a stand. It tries to take a stand sometimes, maybe a little biased in some areas. I get that. But it can't take a stand, and it can't take your stand. Now, one thing AI can do is the more I use ChatGPT has a memory. And so I'm training the ChatGPT memory to be more and more, to have my point of view, to have my opinion, and to have my angle. Now, so it can give me stuff along that line, but it can't convey it to the world along that line. So in 2026, the first thing you need to do is take a stand. Plant a flag. Boom. This is the flag. This is it. For example, a few things that I have talked about that is kind of a take a stand when it comes to creating a YouTube channel is gear isn't your problem. Fear is. That's a stand. All right. You're thinking that's a pretty weak stand. Nevertheless, it's a stand because a lot of people don't start a YouTube channel for the simple reason is I don't have a good camera and I don't have an office setting. They just use it as an excuse, and the excuse is fear. Another way that you could plant a flag, maybe along my line, faith doesn't need clarity. It demands courage. Now, I could go off on several different Bible passages and stories, Old Testament and New, where no clarity was given. It just demanded courage. And because it demanded courage, faith came out. But a lot of people go, faith, I can't, I just, could you just explain it to me a little better, Lord? Sometimes God says, no, you don't need it. So the idea is have a point of view, but have an angle. Have a point of view and an angle that cannot be replicated by AI. So think about the difference between these two. An AI tutorial channel is bland and replaceable. AI could do a channel on AI tutorials when you think about it. But if you're a creator with a take, with an angle toward it, you can become magnetic and even memorable because of your angle and because of your take on it. It'd be like looking at everything in a totally different point of view. I love football, and several years ago, football came out with this overhead camera on 4 wires that they're able to control to go all over the place. And thankfully, they don't show that for every play. We're not used to it. We don't like it. They found a formula that works, and that's from the side, lined up on the line of scrimmage, so you can see both sides and see the play unfolding. But a lot of times, they will use this different angle and this different camera to follow the football or follow the runner along the way so that you can get a different point of view, a different angle. Sometimes looking right at the runner, but a lot of times looking from behind, and they show that as a replay. They've got all these different angles, and some of these different angles shows whether the runner was out of bounds, or they touched the line, or they made the catch, all of these things. And it's a different angle. It's a different point of view. So as an example, a YouTube example, there's this guy by the name of Ali Abdaal, and my understanding is he's a doctor, like a medical doctor, and he quit doctoring because he got into YouTube. And you're going, what? And then from what he was doing in YouTube, he changed his focus to productivity. And he's very successful, like amazingly successful on YouTube. But he'd be very bored if he just explained productivity. Well, everybody explains productivity. He grew because of his point of view. And his point of view is productivity should feel joyful, not stressful. That's the angle that he took, which is great. So write this down. If you're a note taker, write this down. The first one is point of view, but write down under point of view. You're going to write down people follow angles, not facts. And if you follow politics, you know exactly what I mean. Too many people ignore the facts of life, of economics, of everything, because they follow an angle. So I'm not telling you to discard the facts. I'm just saying have an angle that people will follow. Have a point of view that's different. AI can't do that. It can't give you your angle, your view of things. That's the first thing. The second thing is identity. And like I had mentioned, I'm training my ChatGPT with the memory to know more and more about me, more and more about my identity, how I think, how I want things to come across. Now, AI can mimic this to a point, okay? But it cannot build, for say, a mission-driven identity that makes people think. I follow this person because they help me become who I'm trying to be. You have an identity. AI can mimic you, but it can't be you. Okay? Your identity answers these questions. It answers who you are, what you stand for, what problem do you solve, and why should they trust you? And that's what I'm building into what I do on YouTube every week. Are those things. The more you watch me, the more you get to know a little bit more about me, my little idiosyncrasies and my nuances, because everybody has them and everybody's unique. So who are you? What do you stand for? What problem do you solve? And why should they, your viewer, trust you? So I've got a couple of different identities that I'm working on. They're not necessarily on YouTube, but I'm working on a brand that has to do with this, that has to do with one I call Bill on Purpose, where I talk about purpose. Another one that I've worked for several years on, and I've really dove deep, is called The Unwasted Life. And it's an identity that I want to embrace and bring out on YouTube eventually, maybe in a different channel, because it's not quite the focus of this channel as helping people become successful on YouTube, start a YouTube channel and get going with a YouTube channel. And I give you support and motivation for that. So, for instance, with my one persona that I've really dug deep with over the past 4 or 5 years, called The Unwasted Life, it's turned into a monster Venn diagram. A monster Venn diagram. It is the Venn diagram to end all Venn diagrams, in my opinion. And a quick view of it looks like this. Kind of crazy, but it is a Venn diagram of a Venn diagram surrounded by more Venn. It's a monster, and it explains the unwasted life. And for me, the unwasted life is becoming an identity with me. And it's going to bleed out into this channel. It might bleed out into a new channel. It might be a combination of YouTube success and the unwasted life. And we're just going to see about that. I'm going to see where I'm led in that direction, if the two can in fact be blended. But I believe it's going to be a mission that people join. I got some other notes down here that I kind of want to follow. Kind of want to look at them. I have at the bottom of this, I had to think about this. So if you write down the second one, identity is a recognizable voice or mission. Think of the idea of mission is a moat. I know. Mission is a moat. Think of it more as a guardrail. A moat or a guardrail, it keeps things out. It also keeps things in. So AI, for example, or other people, they can't copy you. They can be like you as best they can, but they can't copy you. Okay? It keeps out people who want to try and copy you. That is your mission. Your mission is you. There's also a protection from comparison. And we suffer from comparison all the time. I think, oh, if I could only be like this person, I'd like to do something like that person does. I'd like my channel to look like that channel. Sure. Okay. Just go with that. That'll be fine. So your mission is a moat. And one more thing, or a guardrail. And one more thing that it does is it keeps people, or it keeps the wrong people out. It pulls the right people in, but it keeps the wrong people out. And it's kind of like a moat around the castle. That's kind of what it does. The third thing is community. This is trust, dialogue, and belonging. You're making a community. Now, AI can make comments, and AI can even reply to a comment. I could set up YouTube where AI can automatically make a comment or make a reply to a comment. But here's the one thing that AI can't do. It cannot care. It cannot care. For everybody that makes a comment on any of the videos or live streams that I do, I want to give an answer to, either live on screen or by typing it out afterwards if I miss it. But it would be there. They can't care. You don't want a cookie cutter answer. And community, the idea of having a community, is the difference between an audience and a movement. So do I have a movement yet myself? I'm working on it, and you should too. So I want to be able to talk with the viewers, not at them. I want to be doing live streams every week at 2 o'clock, Tuesdays at 2 Mountain Time, so 4 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock if you're a Maritimer. I want to be able to answer questions personally. I want to be able to build consistency, so to speak. And there's an idea of like giving your followers a name. Years and years ago, I was a youth pastor, and I was asked to speak by one of my former kids that was in the youth group, went on to university, and this person invited me to speak at their campus Bible club. And I just jumped right in it. And I got in there and I spoke with them and had a good time. And afterwards, she came up to me, the one who invited me to come and speak. She came up to me and she said, brought back a few memories. I heard some Billites. She said Billisms. I heard some Billisms in there. So she was used to how I spoke and what I said, and it came out in some of those things. And she said, I heard some Billisms. So I don't know about giving my followers the name of Billisms. It seems to be recognized in some regard. But a good example of this is a lady by the name of Luria Petrucci. and she has a YouTube channel called Live Streaming Pros. She's very, very good at it. And she opens up a lot of her videos by saying, hello, streamers. Good day, streamers. She's given her crowd a name, streamers. And that's she's got that sense of community, and there's trust, and there's dialogue, and there's belonging. And that's a goal of mine, is to have some of those examples like that. So if you've written down the third thing, community, trust, dialogue, and belonging, write this down underneath it. Belonging is an idea of stickiness. AI can't create stickiness. Only creators can. So there's several people that I follow where they've got me where they don't necessarily have a name, at least that they've said publicly, but I'm with them on a regular basis, which I absolutely love. So that's the third thing. The fourth thing is this: consistency. People follow people who show up. You know you're going to be there. Now, one of my areas of consistency is at least one video a week and a live stream, Tuesdays at 2. So AI can help you publish faster, but it cannot force you to show up when you don't feel like it. My voice is terrible today. I'm having a hard time with it. I didn't talk for a good hour before starting this so that I'd have some semblance of a voice. Easily make an excuse to not show up today. But guess what? Consistency is faithfulness over feeling. And that's how I feel about it. Faith over feeling. So consistency for me has to do with posting a long form video on this channel once a week minimum. Show up live Tuesdays at 2. Say it with me. Tuesdays at 2 with Bill. With Bill, Tuesdays at 2. Something like that. Excuse me. I have an itchy nose, and Kleenex was not close to me. So yeah, that's what I was doing. I was rubbing my nose, scratching it out there a little bit. Just didn't want to do it on camera. So I'm posting weekly. I'm doing a long form video every week. I'm doing a live show every Tuesday. I want to build routines where hey, I can tune in and I can watch this, or I know that every Tuesday at 2 Bill's live, and if I miss it, I can watch him at 4 Mountain Time. I keep saying that, Mountain Time. Very few people are in Mountain Time. I happen to be one of them. So there's this one guy by the name of Nate Woodbury, and he didn't blow up by going viral. He didn't have a video that went viral initially. He didn't grow his YouTube channel doing that. He grew it by posting daily, and by going daily, he was on daily for years. Yeah, and I don't have the capacity or the time with all of the other things in my family schedule to go live every day, but apparently he did. Sean Cannell has several channels on YouTube. I think it's under Think Media, Think Podcast. I think that is his. I'm pretty sure that's what his name is, but it's him and Sean Cannell. He didn't win it with one video that went viral. He won it with consistency, just showing up, being consistent, and he showed up around a clear mission. So if you've written down the fourth thing, and the fourth thing is consistency, people follow people. People follow people who show up. YouTube rewards pattern makers. Make a pattern. Be a pattern maker. Your pattern. I actually wanted to go live every week on Thursdays, and it's just not, the schedule's just not working for me because of some of the family things that I have going on. I'm semi-retired. I put a lot of time into my family, my daughter, son-in-law, my granddaughter, my wife. That's our family right now. That's close, and I spend a lot of time doing and helping and being what I need to be for my family. So consistency for me means I've got Tuesday to myself. It's an amazing thing. Tuesday is my day. So Tuesday at 2, here I am. And so those are the 4 things. I'll go from 4 to 1. Consistency, people who follow people who show up. YouTube or AI can't do that, but trust me, when I said kind of like this one is pardon my mind. These are the patterns that are going to be rewarded on YouTube in 2026. Because people keep saying, oh, YouTube's going to take over everything. No, YouTube will help, but it can't replace you with regard to these 4 things. So the 4 things again, I'll start again. Consistency, people follow people who show up. That's 4. The 3rd one was community, which is trust, dialogue, and belonging. Second one is identity, a recognizable voice or mission. Your identity. It cannot be replicated. It cannot be forced out by ChatGPT, no matter how much you train ChatGPT to speak in your voice. And number 1, of course, is a point of view. A strong opinion with unique angles. Strong opinion. It's okay to shake the waters if you know your opinion has strong roots in truth. It's okay to put a different spin or a different angle on something in order to get attention. So those are the 4 things. Have any questions? That'd be great. Let me know. And just because I forgot to do this at the first, I'm going to do it now. Thank you. Thank you for that. Welcome. Just in case. And I'm going to push a couple more buttons because I do want you to subscribe. I would love for you to do that. That would help me out tremendously. And you get noticed about, hey, it's Bill Tuesday at 2. Bill's coming on Tuesday at 2. That's where that's going to go. And of course, one more thing, just in case you want to help me out, I would appreciate it. You can buy me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/BillM.co. And there it goes. And that is all. There's no questions that are popping up for me to answer live. I would love for it if there would be, and maybe that'll come in time. Apart from that, I'm going to let you go and rest my voice for the next several hours. Other than that, take care. Thank you all for being here and joining in with me. And I'll see you next Tuesday at 2.